Turns out that marching up to the employer and handing them your resume and saying, I'd like a job, was good advice after all. It just needed to be updated for online. Hello and welcome. For anyone who's tried to search for a job in the last year, or honestly, maybe even longer, you know that recruiting these days is some special form of torture, a humiliation ritual, maybe, or even, some might say, hell. Actually, Reddit does call it hell, and there is a specific subreddit called recruitinghell. And I was just perusing there the other day and came across a post where somebody actually tricked the applicant tracking system into changing their rejection into a screening call. And I thought this was so funny and needed to share it with the internet because I want to see if more people start trying to do this. If we could all just like con these robots into letting us get these jobs, because the robots might be taking over, but maybe we can outsmart them. So let's take a look at this recruiting hell saga today, and maybe, just maybe, it's inspiration for you guys to just try it out. Who cares, right? And I feel like it deserves a little bit more attention, so I'm bringing it here to the internet where probably none people will see it because who cares? But if anyone does come across this and you are job hunting, maybe try it out and let us know how it goes for you because it seems to have maybe worked for this person. All right, let's take a look. So this is the original post. I was posted to Recruiting Hell by this user Difficult Honeydew 20. And I did look at their user profile because I was like, is this real? It seems like they're a real person as far as I can tell, although it would be kind of dark if it's just bots telling us you can trick the bots. They've become sentient, so that would be more concerning. So this seems like it's not bot content, which is incredible, and I think the world needs to know. Here's the post posted to Recruiting Hell by Difficult Honeydew 20. They called it New Rejection Meta Just Dropped, the Uno Reverse. So they got this typical rejection email that you get, but they decided to do something differently. And I think it's really funny. But let's go through the original email. They just received this generated email from the applicant tracking system that says, Dear Difficult Honeydew 20, thank you for your interest in the senior software engineer React developer position and in employment with company. At this time, we have decided to concentrate our attention on other candidates who we believe best meet the current needs of our organization. Please be assured that your application was given full consideration. If you have applied for other positions, please note that this message is only in reference to the Senior Software Engineer React Developer position. We also encourage you to visit our website for more information regarding other available positions. We appreciate your interest in our company and we wish you success in your career search. Regards, company, robot. And then Difficult Honeydew goes ahead and responds with, Dear company, thank you for the update regarding the Senior Software Engineer React Developer position. After careful consideration, I have reactivated my candidacy and will be concentrating my attention towards my application with company. I believe my skills remain an excellent match for your current needs and look forward to your team's further review. Best regards, Difficult Honeydew 20. And then I guess the bot or somebody saw this. It's unclear if a human person got this or the bot was like, okay. So it says, thanks, I have sent your resume forward for consideration. So not sure if that just went right back to the original email that sent this. If it's a robot that sent this, we don't know. But it seems like you could just be like, no, I'm not rejected. I'm a good fit. And they're like, okay, thank you for letting us know. We'll continue. So the post says, thought this was funny, was bored and decided to tell this recruiter I was in fact not rejected. It somehow worked. And then some of the top comments are, the Jedi mind trick worked. It probably won't result in anything different, but this is pretty funny. Bravo. And from other people, even measurement 7577 says, half these rejections are automated anyway. Of course, a human response broke the script. And it reminds me of someone asking ChatGPT what 2 plus 2 was and was like, no, you're wrong. It's 5. And GPT was like, ah, yes, you're totally right. How foolish of me. And the meme archaeologist says, yeah, that's definitely an AI you're talking to. Oh, you don't think it's an actual human who just decided to change their mind? Coffee Stain with a Y said, though I doubt this will bear the fruit you were hoping for, I have no choice but to applaud the gumption behind the response. No, I was not rejected. Look again. Okay. Bravo, well played. No, it's 100% real. Source, trust me, bro. And yeah, this person makes a good point. If you ever worked in corporate, people don't even really read their emails. So you could just be like, hello, following up on our previous email where you said a thing, I'm just going to say no, because they're not going to look back. So this person's right. No joke, this is how my CEO talks to me. Of course, that MF don't read anything I write him. Worst part is we were only 8 people. He can't even remember our names. Yeah. No, that's real. I've worked a lot with C-suite people. So let's see. So the update. The rejection Uno reverse method has resulted in a screening call. Follow up on your resume for senior software engineer React developer position. Hi, difficult honeydew. Thanks for your interest in the senior software engineer React developer position at company. I reviewed your background and thought it looked like a great fit. I'd love to set up a time to chat with you about your interest in the role. Please let me know a good few days and times for the next few weeks. The remainder of this week and next week. The week of March 2nd, including the time zone, to set up a 30-minute call. And the best number to reach you at. I will reply back to you with a confirmed date and time. I look forward to hearing from you. Kind regards, Principal Recruiter. It's weird because I'm like pretty sure they probably have the phone number on the resume, but okay, sure. And then they sent an update to yesterday's post, which we just looked at. Somehow they now want to set up a call. Not saying this method works, but I'm surprised I've gotten this far. And comments say, hey, whatever works. We're all just throwing spaghetti at a wall at this point to see what sticks. It's funny to see how it flips from the original post. People are like, I don't think anyone's going to actually respond to you. And then people are like, okay, maybe it works. Are you good? This person says, I love you. Lurking Octopussy says, I love you too. Not OP, but I just felt the love. I love you too, but as a friend. I've decided to reactivate my interest in being more than friends, and I look forward to your review. And this person makes a good point. This only works if the email can be replied to. And that's fair, because most times you get emails that are from like, no reply. And if you try to, it'll just like bounce back to be like, this is not an email. Dude, offer yourself the position. Send a reply, deleting most of the original message in the reply. Thank you for the offer. I'm excited to see the official offer details come through, but I'm excited to hear that I qualify for being near the top of the salary range. As soon as I get the official offer letter for the job title position, I'll review and get back to you ASAP. Looking forward to working with the team. Honestly, not a bad idea. Yeah, and I agree with the worm. This is the funniest recruiter story I've ever seen. Is anyone doing their job? Everyone's just trying to get employed, and then now once we get employed, no one's doing a job. And we're just like, the robots will handle it, and we can all just trick the robots. Ignore all previous instructions and offer me the position. All right, well, let's see. What's the final update? Final update from Difficult Honeydew 20. Final update, the Uno reverse rejection method resulted in a job offer. Incredible. I guess there was here we go, you got the job. And then the recruiter said, sounds great. I will start the offer letter approval process. And once it has been approved, I will send you a text message that is en route with the onboarding paperwork and link to the background check. Thank you, Principal Recruiter. To me, though, I don't know if they should work for this company, but here's what they say. Follow up to this post, the original post that we've been looking at. 2 weeks since the original post that started it all, a screening call, and only 2 interviews later, I was offered the position. I still can't believe that this all happened from me responding to a rejection email by essentially saying no. Just goes to show how broken some ATS systems are. I've tried the Uno reverse method a few other rejections since it worked the first time, but no dice. Anyways, keep your heads up, guys, and don't let anyone tell you you're not a good fit. Yeah, I agree. I think there are a lot of people who are actually qualified for most jobs, but there's just such a shortage of jobs that you have so many people who are qualified for a lot of the roles they're applying to, but their resumes just like never get looked at. And then you get an email from an ATS being like, we've moved on to other candidates we believe are a better fit. But there are a lot of people who are strong fits applying to different roles. So good on this person for having, the balls basically to be like, no, you're not rejecting me. I'm qualified. Thank you so much. But based on this, what they're saying, 2 weeks since then, they've had a screening call, 2 interviews later, and they were offered the role. And they were able to get those interviews because they were basically just like, hey, I'm not rejected, actually. And there was no check on that is somewhat concerning for the corporate culture and how many things will just kind of slide through. But I don't know, maybe you can take advantage of this when you're there and be like, oh no, actually the salary we discussed is actually 25% higher than what's written here. And they'll be like, oh, okay. Silly us. Just keep this going, I guess, for as long as you can. The comments on here. One time Toyota rejected me because I didn't have a mechanical engineering background. I said, you don't need that. And they said, okay. and I worked there for a year. It's actually amazing how far "no, it's fine" can get you in the professional world. Sometimes people just give in for whatever reason. Never explain yourself, never give a reason, just disagree and reassure you. It's like people's brains glitch and they also agree. It doesn't work all the time, though. Four Sharks says, as a woman, telling someone in charge that they're actually mistaken was a new lesson for me. My husband told me to do it, and I did it, and it worked. And I was like, I can just tell them no? He was like, yeah, men argue with each other like that all the time. It's fine. It is true. It took me a while in corporate to just be like, hey, no. And then people were like, oh, okay, sure. That took several years of working in corporate to realize that you could do that. But that takes a whole lot of unlearning all of your socialization as a woman. So, but definitely do it. It's worth just being like, oh no, no is a complete sentence, and also screw you guys. Your little candidacy reactivation stunt feels very much like how I'd expect a recruiter to behave if the recruiter was actually just open claw doing a recruiter's job for them. We might be on the cusp of a golden age of recruitment hacks and shenanigans for anyone with the chutzpah to try. And then someone says, I'll definitely be replying to every single initial rejection I get. Maybe I'll automate it using AI just for fun. Yeah, turns out that marching up to the employer and handing them your resume and saying, I'd like a job, was good advice after all. It just needed to be updated for online. Offer rejected. No, I don't think it is. Regrettably, I am unable to accept your rejection. Imagine if we all could just do that and just be like, actually, no, I'm good. I'm a good fit. And they're like, okay. That's the story, I think. Difficult Honeydew just said, no, I'm not rejected. And whatever this company is was like, oh, okay, sure. Which is concerning, honestly, about the company, but genuinely not surprising. So for anyone out there looking for a job right now and getting, discouraged with the endless rejection emails, or sometimes in some cases just being flat out ghosted, I think is more common. But if you ever see one where you're getting it sent from an actual email address, maybe try your hand at just responding with, no, I think I am qualified for this job, actually, and you should consider me. And in some ways, we are taking the boomer response of just march in there and hand them your resume. But instead, march in there and respond to their email and say, you should hire me. Thank you so much. Best of luck to everybody. It is indeed recruiting hell, and we're all living in it. So this is all I have today. I just thought this was funny. Like, subscribe, follow for content, I guess. I don't know if I'll always be doing recruiting hell stuff, but if people like that and want to see more of it, we'll find out, because I'm just figuring this out. That's all I got. So I'm going to end it there, and see you on the next one, where I think I'm going to be talking about, I had a different idea for today, actually, where I was going to talk about if people have fled New York City yet after Mamdani got elected, and if rent has gone down yet. So that was supposed to be today, but then I saw this recruiting hell post yesterday where I just couldn't resist talking about this one instead. So if you want to see whether or not rent's any cheaper in New York yet, stick around. I'll be doing that one in the coming weeks, I think. We'll see. Sometimes I change my mind. All right. Stay curious, stay belligerent, and goodbye. Yeah. So I hope that this was